Is December too late to start on your New Year's resolution for 2023?
Yes, it is.
Hi, I'm Teresa.
And I'm Emily.
This is No Ordinary Friendship.
We've been best friends for forever. And while life has tried to keep us apart,
we won't let it. Join us as we catch up on pop culture, parenthood, and whatever's on our minds.
We promise a short break from real life, just for a little bit.
We all have our people.
And now you are one of them.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Happy New Year, listeners.
So good.
So bubbly. Drinking in the afternoon.
Because we don't have real jobs.
This is our real job.
It's true. And it's New Year. Everyone should be drinking.
I wore these pants for my coworker and she looked at me all puzzled. But I was like, you!
I was still very confused when you just said that.
Okay, so since it's the new year, we thought we would do a quick little recap today. We're going to talk about the top 3 big things for us personally in 2023. And then we'll also discuss what we thought were the top 3 big pop culture things.
Yes.
Which was a challenge for me because, I'm not really the pop culture one.
I definitely Googled. Okay, do you want to go first or should I?
You can go first.
Okay, this was really hard for me. Top 3 personal things. Number 1, quit my job. I think that was like the biggest thing for me. It took me a long time to get there, thanks to you and some other friends on our girls' trip. I was complaining incessantly on a girls' trip, and they were like, shut the fuck up, Teresa. Quit your job now.
It was like a pivotal trip for so many reasons.
It really was. It really was. So that was my number 1. And then I didn't have any more ideas, so I asked my husband.
Aww.
And he was like, oh, your brother got married. And I was like, that's not my personal top 3.
You're like, okay, now he's someone else's problem.
Yeah. So another thing I put on here was I traveled with 2 kids for the first time. A couple of other ones are I embraced personal training or like fitness.
Oh.
I did a lot more strength training this past year.
This.
What?
Have you still been doing it regularly?
Not for the past month.
Okay.
But I was doing it really regularly since October of last year.
Oh.
Up to twice a week.
I did not know this at all. I know Evelyn's been doing personal training.
I'm pretty sure we've been in group chats. I'm going to have to pull up the receipt.
I feel like maybe one time you mentioned a place that you went because I was like, oh, is it this place? Because I used to go when I lived here. But I didn't know it was like a regular thing.
Oh, I had to make it a regular thing.
Oh.
Well, I sought her out because of my arthritis. Like if you exercise, it's supposed to help with joint pain. Listeners, I have an autoimmune disease. It sucks. But exercise is like one of those things that you have to do consistently, specifically strength training to help with your joints getting stronger and not deteriorating more. And so I sought out this woman that like had worked with older women in the past. I think she used to be the gym director for like women 55 and older. But she's great. Like she's taught me a lot and I felt like I got a lot stronger. That was my goal. And it's really helped because Logan's a fat ass. And so every time I pick him up, I'm like, this is why I go to the gym.
I know I say it every year and Victor's rolling his eyes hard, but 2024, I do want to make that a priority for myself.
Yes.
Like 2023, I actually posted a TikTok saying like, is December too late to start on your New Year's resolution for 2023?
Yes, it is.
I like pretty much worked out for the first time. But 2024, I'm really going to make it an effort to focus on my own like strength and exercise.
I think it was really helpful to just have that one time slot that I never moved. Like it wouldn't be like, oh, I'll try to work out 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah. It's like, no, on Tuesday at 4 p.m., like I'm out of here.
Well, I'm going to use my mirror at home.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's easier to like be like, I'll do it later.
Yeah. So don't do that. And then my last thing was also related to my autoimmune disease, was eating a healthier diet. So Steven was like, I felt like you took it to the next level. And I was like, did I? And I was like, I felt like I took it to the next like half level or like quarter level. I need to like amp it up some more so I can really get off some of the meds that I'm on, or at least reduce the amount or the frequency of it. And so this is so typical, but like when you're in pain, I feel like I should really be more stringent and more goal-oriented with my big stuff.
Aw, those were really good.
Thanks.
I feel like mine are kind of different. Well, okay, so my top 3, I think they're kind of just like I thought of them as like new stages in my life that happened. First was Cassie, my younger daughter, starting school or daycare.
That's a big one for you.
Up till then, you know, I was like full-time momming.
Yeah.
And it was just, I felt like in definite peak survival mode where, because when you have a baby around, like you really just can't get much done.
No.
And I think that was really hard for me looking back because I wanted to be productive. And even though I'm not working, I almost treat my like stay-at-home mom duties as a job.
It is a job.
Like the other day, someone wanted to meet up and I was thinking, but then I won't get my to-do list done. It's like, there's nobody that I have to report to or who's keeping track. But I just like had all these things.
You're keeping track.
Yeah, that I wanted to do. But yeah, that was like the first step of like,
what month did she go to school? May?
Yeah, I want to say May.
Gotcha.
Sometime in May. And then another one, which I guess it didn't happen to me, but Victor got laid off this year. And even though, of course, I like stressed out in the beginning.
Yeah.
He didn't because he doesn't really stress out. He's like, it's fine. I'll find another job. But
I'm super smart.
like getting over the stressed part, it was actually such a blessing because it's really rare nowadays, I think, to have extended periods of time where like we're both home or he has the time to be like super present with
the energy.
Girls. And so yeah, looking back, I was like, that was actually like a bright spot.
That's so nice.
And now I'm single parenting all the time and like crying. No, I'm not crying.
Just on the inside.
Yeah. So that was good to look back on. And then starting this podcast.
Yes.
Was a really big highlight. I feel like for so many reasons, like I feel like you and I have definitely connected more.
Yes.
We talk to each other
way more.
And then like just for myself, I'm still on this journey of like almost like redefining myself post motherhood, which I think a lot of our friends or maybe some listeners can relate to. And this has been so positive for me, like feeling like I have something of my own that I love and care about, which maybe I didn't even have before kids, you know? Like I just had work.
No, same. And I'm more passionate about my corporate job the same way I'm passionate about our podcast that we don't get paid for.
Totally.
Look, we even have merch, listeners. Yes. Emily designed it. Even though we may rebrand in January. But for now, this is great.
Yes.
I put the podcast on there too, and then Steven mocked me.
Why?
Well, he just did an impression. He's like, I already know what you're going to say. Like, Emily's going to say, oh, the podcast was on my list. And then you're going to be like, oh, like this one? I don't know. It was so stupid. I don't even remember what the punchline was. But I love that, Emily. This podcast has meant a lot to me too. And I feel like we just got to keep it going.
Yes.
Even if our listener count only slowly, very slowly trends up.
If you care about us, please help spread the word. 'Cause we don't have a budget and we're not famous, but we're having fun and we hope we're making you smile too.
Yeah. And thank you for putting up with all of our various technical issues.
Okay, let's move on to the top 3 big pop culture things of 2020.
This was so hard. We were talking about this and both of us agreed that we need to ask ChatGPT. And listeners, did you know that ChatGPT doesn't know?
At least the free version apparently is only since January 2023.
Right. 3.5 does not know. So
they're super outdated in what they're telling us. A lot can happen in a year.
They don't know about a lot of things. We got a whole thing that said, I'm sorry, but as of my last knowledge update in January 2023, I don't have information on events or developments that occurred in 2023, including pop culture events.
So then we had to Google it.
Yeah. So we went back old school and Googled it.
Yes. Can I go first? Because, I don't know a lot of pop culture stuff.
Okay, great reason.
Also, because if you say it, then I'll just be like, oh yeah, that's okay.
I'll just keep drinking.
So my top one was a Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce news because I feel like it was impossible to escape that knowledge. True. Even if you tried to hide, it would come at you from so many different areas, because it was sports, it was music, it was just celebrity
economy.
Yeah. So Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Then I said the Barbie movie, which, since she was one of the contenders for Person of the Year, I feel like that's validated. And then this one is not really a pop culture moment, but I actually put AI taking over. Because I actually had to Google, ChatGPT launched November 2022. But I didn't hear about it in 2022. It's really been this year that you hear about people using AI for so much stuff, and you have to be careful because like you don't know if it's AI or not.
Right.
And it's like Bard was launched, just so much AI in our lives. And I was thinking, not to be like doomsday or whatever, but I'm like, if one day the Terminator stuff happens, we'll be like 2023 is when it started and everyone was friendly with them using AI to like clean up their photos.
Right.
And now we're prisoners or whatever.
Okay, that took a dark turn. Yeah, I feel like AI has really taken over, even for like not just ChatGPT. It's a lot of like images, a lot of videos, creating new content.
You know how people are like, is that really Britney and her TikToks or is it AI? Like, I never thought I would have to worry about that.
Yeah, because it looks so real.
Or they say like people can use AI to scam you because they can like imitate your children's voices. So they'll call you and it sounds like your kid. And they'll be like, I'm in trouble, I need this.
I didn't know that.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I saw like a video online.
Are we turning into our parents where we just like
believe everything?
Believe random things and like tell everyone to be careful? Because my mom used to send me like all these PowerPoint slides on like the latest scam. Yeah.
She did her homework.
Well, no, she didn't make the PowerPoint slide. It was, but it was like forwarded from some other middle-aged boomer mom.
I never got those.
Okay, I'll send you some. Okay. I'll dig into my archives.
Next time.
Okay, so yes to all of yours. One big one I had was Scandival.
Oh, yes. That kind of was like went over my head because I didn't
but it was coming at you from a lot of different angles
heard
too,
about
right?
it a lot, and I was like, what is this scandal?
That definitely is up there because it was on CNN.
No way.
It wasn't that weird.
Was it a slow news day?
Another thing that I put on here was the Queen passing away. I know in the last episode we're like, oh, what did Charles do? But I forgot that happened this year. Elon Musk driving Twitter into the ground.
Ooh, yes.
That was a big tech one. I don't know if like people really care about that.
Still like people are still calling them tweets, but
the
company's called X. So should they be called like X's? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
And so as a marketer, when they talked about kind of like the snafu with the transition, I was like, people did not make like a list in their to-dos because they like still had Twitter branding on the website when they changed it to X. Like you need to go through and like fix all that before you launch.
Elon Musk is not a marketer. I think it was just like him one day being like, we're X now. Take off that sign.
Yep. And then he got in trouble for that too.
Did he?
Yeah, I think San Francisco fined him or something because he needed to have like permits to like, put up a new sign and stuff.
Rich people.
He's like, I'll pay it.
Another tech one was the OpenAI CEO drama.
Yeah.
That happened for like 5 days total out of the entire year.
That was cool though. That was like the people coming together and then like making change, right? Like all the employees were like, we're going to quit.
Right.
And their threat was actually taken seriously.
I don't really know how I feel about the whole thing yet because I'm like, I don't know all the details or the facts.
Yeah.
But Steven was super into it. Like he couldn't stop checking his phone.
That was his Scandival.
And yeah, I think so. Thank God it only lasted 5 days. But I was thinking, I don't know if I'm like on the board side or the CEO side because like one of them is for ethics, the other one's for profit. But I think the CEO is for profit.
Really? I thought it was the other way around.
I could be wrong.
I thought it was like
I don't know the facts.
He wanted it to be kind of like safer or something.
Okay. I like that.
And then the board
was
had
all
like
about
a lot of
profits.
control and like
But they replaced the board with like no women. There's like no diversity.
That sucks.
Yeah.
We're available.
Okay, so when I Googled, we're not available, we're podcasters. When I Googled, there were a bunch of other ones. I was like, what is this? So remember Lindsay Lohan?
Of course. You love her.
I love her. Did you know that she had a baby?
No.
Yeah, she had a baby with her Dubai husband.
What?
Named, okay, how would you pronounce this? Luai.
Luai.
That's how I would pronounce it too. I don't know. I would, but it's cute Arabic name.
Not Luai.
Do you know who else had a baby?
Who?
Daniel Radcliffe.
Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Oh.
He has a long-term
This
girlfriend.
is definitely not like big pop culture news though, because neither of us heard about it.
Okay, and then the last thing I had was Simu Liu and Ryan Gosling had an awkward moment together at some like premiere or whatever at an event. Well, people suspect because of like the way they were photographed or like their body language that they were like people were like,
Ken and Ken aren't getting
they're
along.
definitely beefing. So much that Simu had to like put out an announcement or something.
Really?
Yeah. Being like, we're not beefing. This is just two Kens. But that's it. That's my top culture.
Pretty good. I do also think Britney had a moment.
You're right.
She was
She
talked
did.
about a lot, and then her memoir, which I actually do want to read, came out, and all the revelations and the reveals. So she should make some sort of list. Maybe not top 3. But
You are much more in tune with what's happening to Britney than I am.
I don't know, my FYP. Lately, I haven't gotten any because we've been
Yeah.
using the same one. So I think I'm getting influenced by like what you watch. Like I'm getting the hoodie girl. But before that, when I was using my own TikTok account, I was getting a lot of Britney news and stuff. Yeah.
What's happening on her TikTok? Because people are saying some stuff.
I haven't watched recently, but there were some videos where like the conspiracy theorists were like, that's not Britney. And then they have all these like reasons why they think it's not her. And they're like, what happened to her? Is she okay?
Yeah.
But like some stuff I was like, I don't know if you're reaching. They were like, look, you always see her teeth. And in this video, you can't see her bottom teeth or something. And they're like, AI is really bad at making teeth. So that's why you can't see it. Like, it's weird stuff like that.
Interesting.
And then there was another one, they were like, look, this plant just disappears, like, in the background. Like, so it doesn't seem like a real video. So that was a little bit
Yeah, but maybe it's edited.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know. People are so creative. Like, I don't think I could come up with conspiracy theories.
Yeah, same. But I'm really into them.
Yeah.
I love conspiracy theories. Okay. Burnout is trending on TikTok.
That was trending on TikTok for me. I don't know if you saw it, but I think maybe when I was like deciding to quit my job, it just set me all these, my For You page was full of like burnout coaches, like career coaches being like, you're in the wrong place if you feel like anxious, stressed, blah, 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 or you have like this sinking feeling. Yeah. But like everything that they said really spoke to me. And I was like, yes. I was like watching every video.
Yeah.
And this is just a reminder, listeners, that it's 2024 soon. Or it's 2024 now.
Yeah.
Don't let burnout get to you.
Don't
It's
let
not
burnout
worth
get
it.
to you, because I honestly think so many of us are or were burnt out, but I don't really know, do you ever fully recover from it, Or how long does it take to recover from it?
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, don't let it get to a point where you have to spend so much time recovering from it, because that's just time being wasted.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, like your health, your mental health and your physical health are just irreplaceable.
Yeah.
So prioritize yourself.
It's a good message to ourselves, too.
Okay, should we move to parenthood?
Yeah.
So I put gentle parenting is fake. Gentle parenting is like really trendy right now. I don't think it was even a thing when our parents were
It's
raising
definitely
us.
labeled. Yeah.
And it's all about how it's not necessarily, they say there's a difference between like gentle parenting and permissive parenting.
Oh.
Where gentle parenting is like, you're just not like yelling at your kids, but it doesn't mean you let them do whatever. It's more you like talk to them more reasonably. And you can say like, hey, it's okay that you're mad,
Yeah.
but it's not okay for you to hit me or something.
That's permissive.
That's gentle parenting.
Oh, okay.
Permissive would just be like, you never say no to them. You let them do whatever they want.
Oh,
like, they
okay.
kind of run the house.
Okay.
But even gentle parenting to me is like, it's an unrealistic expectation for a real parent. Because
Tell me more.
when your kids are being super annoying or super unreasonable,
Yeah.
it's like, how do you expect the parent to maintain an unreal level of calmness? You know? Like when I have to do that, I feel like I'm hurting myself internally, because I'm doing what we're kind of teaching our kids not to do. Like, it's okay to have feelings, right? But it's like, you're telling me to not have feelings about this situation that I have a lot of feelings about.
Oh,
so
that's a good point.
That's why I feel like there must be an in-between. Obviously, we don't want to be like hitting them or giving like abusing them verbally.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I always end up like, I feel like I'm trying hard. Like,
Yeah. You explode.
I explode because I'm like, well, the gentle thing isn't working.
Right.
They're pissing me off.
Yeah.
So then I
You have to go to the other end of the extreme.
Yeah. And then the annoying thing is that's what works. Like the other day, my girls were crying and bickering, and then I finally like exploded on them, and then they both stopped. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
that's what I wanted.
I think I don't know. That's kind of just my strategy too. And it works, right? Because then they know when you're serious.
Yeah. And then they're like a little shocked too.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm yelling at them all the time, clearly. And I do try to like be like, especially Cassie, because she's 2, I don't expect her to be a reasonable person. So a lot of times she's like crying, whining. Like this morning, she was like, I want it now, I want it now. And I'm like, I don't have any more raisins.
Yeah.
And then she's like crying, and I'm like, I know you want it, but I don't have any more. And I just kind of let her cry. I didn't yell at her like, stop crying, there's no more raisins, you know?
Right.
But when it's like the 2 of them together
Fighting.
not listening or something, like I just cannot stand it.
Yeah,
And
that's fair.
I
There's
just
nothing
want
in
to be-
between.
I want to be given permission to be myself.
There should be a name for that. You should coin it.
Yeah. I'll have to think of that.
Something in between gentle parenting and permissive parenting.
Yeah.
Gentle plus plus.
Firm but not abusive parenting.
Which is not the catchiest name, but very descriptive.
Yes. Okay, that's all I had to say.
All right, on to the random section.
Yes. Well, today's not a good example, but I was influenced online to try out this new hair product.
Okay.
And I don't know if I told you, but I actually don't use conditioner
No.
usually. I gave it
What?
up years ago because I think I read, I think I learned, the hair that's out of our head is dead.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's true, but people were like, you can't actually fix split ends that already happen or
Okay,
whatever. So
sure.
I'm like, so what is the conditioner even doing for
Right.
me? So I stopped using it many years ago.
Wow.
And my hair's not the best. Like, I think it's frizzy all the time and not like,
Can I feel it?
yeah, you can feel it. It's
Okay.
not bad, right?
It's not bad at all. Was it?
But
Okay.
I bought this new product that I got influenced, and it was called 8-Second Wonder Water. But I was going to ask you, have you heard of, I don't know how to pronounce it, Lamellar Rinse Out?
No.
It reminded me of like
Is that a
micellar
brand?
water
Yeah.
or something, but it's called Lamellar, or I don't know how to pronounce it. I just bought like a L'Oreal one off of Amazon because I was too cheap to buy the one the influencer bought. But it's so cool because the reason I don't use things like Olaplex or hair mask is like I don't have 10, 15 minutes
Right.
to do that stuff.
Yeah.
This one you literally apply for 8 seconds and rinse it out.
Oh.
But I only used it once so far, and this is already like a couple days in, so I think it's not as soft. But my hair was noticeably softer.
Your hair is soft.
It's pretty soft,
yeah,
right? For
it feels
no
like you
conditioner.
have conditioner in it.
So I think it's worth. I mean, it was only like less than $10. You only had to do it for 8 seconds.
Is there a certain brand that you bought?
I bought
L'Oreal.
L'Oreal. I also saw one from like Garnier, and then of course I'm sure there's like fancier, more expensive brands. But I just wanted to try it out to see like if it even makes a difference. And I'm sold because for me it works like 8 seconds. Like anyone can do that.
Are you an influencer?
But the only thing is it had kind of a strong smell. And I think because I don't use conditioner anymore, I'm not used to a smell staying in my hair. Because I feel like shampoo smell doesn't like linger as
Not
much.
as much as conditioner.
And
yeah.
I was like, for the first 2 days, I was like, I am like, this is too much for
Oh, was it
myself.
really fragrant?
It actually smelled good, but I think I'm just not used to. I don't know if like as I use it, I'll just become numb to it. But that's my one.
Maybe you
watch
can get an unscented one.
Maybe I'll look into it.
Okay.
But also, I have to use it more because I don't know like if it'll
The effects
still
wear
feel that
off,
way.
yeah.
So I'll report back in a couple months.
Okay. I'm curious. I cannot believe you don't use conditioner because you have pretty thick hair like me. And I have to use conditioner or else it's just, I mean, it feels clean, but it feels like very rough, very frizzy, and very tangled.
Oh,
I
mine
cannot.
doesn't really get that tangled anymore because I've had a lot of hair loss since having children.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to have conditioner.
Well, also when you color your hair, it gets drier.
That's true,
So
yeah.
if I end up doing that, I might have to like bring back.
You are going to color your hair, aren't you?
I want to. I want to cut it and I want to color it, and then I'm going to regret it.
And then we'll talk about it on the pod, and then we're going to start that whole cycle over again. Okay, interesting. I've never heard of that before. The other day I went to this place in San Francisco that has a lot of shops and stores. It was hard to find parking. It was super rainy yesterday. And I finally found a spot. And it was right next to a car that was like backed into its spot. But it was those spots that were slanted. So it could only come in from one direction.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's a guy. I just assume it's a guy. It was a black car, completely tinted. And I don't know if it was the weather or something, but I was like, this guy is gonna like come jack me or like rob me in my car or something. Oh, no. So I finally found parking. It even had it was a meter spot, even had like money still in it. So it's like jackpot, right? After being in the car for like a minute, I was like, this doesn't feel right. And I straight up left.
Oh, wow.
Because it just looked like it was parked right next to a bank. Oh. I'm turning into a crazy Asian woman, Emily. But I was like, it just looked like the car was parked in like a getaway position. Like they were ready to like peel out of there after like somebody does some kind of crime in this like very Asian area.
But obviously, follow your gut. Because like, even if it's like the 0.5% chance that you're right, would it have been worth it?
And our podcast mic was in the car, and I was like, this cannot be. We do
not have time to get another one before we record.
We're working off no budget here. And I couldn't even see like who was inside or anything in it was completely tinted black windows. But I could see that there was someone in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That is a little shady.
It was daytime too.
Although that's like what I look like, because our car, Victor got our windows tinted so much. It's actually a little too much for me because when it's nighttime, it's hard for me to see out the back.
Oh.
He got it like all around tinted.
Why did he get that? For the sun protection?
I think so. Which, I mean, the girls do complain even with the tint sometimes, like, too sunny.
Yeah.
But like, for me, I wish it was like a little less tinted. Sorry, Victor. I've never told him that.
But you have like a nice suburban mom car versus this was like a lowrider /
Was it a Dodge?
It was a Dodge.
The Dodge something for me is always the gangster car. I know I'm totally like profiling, but especially a black one, like you said.
I am not 100% sure if it's a Dodge or not, but something like a
There's
Dodge.
that Dodge car that to me just looks like the gangster car.
Because nobody really drives that. That's like
that
in a family, right?
Well, I feel like our friend group is not very diverse, so
or like
we all have SUVs or minivans, right?
I drive a sedan. I'm the diverse
Tesla, no?
But it's a sedan. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that a sedan?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know if you had the X or something.
No, I don't.
Okay. Okay. I was going to ask you if you have any weird superstitions.
I don't think so.
Because I have one to share.
Okay.
Which I don't know if you remember, because I'm sure in all of our years of friendship it's come up. I have this weird superstition that like I can't use something that new that I buy right away. You remember it now, right?
I mean, obviously, it's like your character, or it's like your personality trait. But I didn't know it was a superstition.
It's a superstition because the reason that came about is when I was younger. And there are only, now that I'm old, my memory has faded. I'm sure there are more examples. But I have 2 examples from when I was very young that I can remember that caused me to believe this.
Okay.
The first one, I was in 1st grade.
Okay.
And my mom's friend gave me this little like porcelain elephant that I thought was like so cute. I brought it for show and tell.
Aww.
Like the week I got it, I dropped it and it broke.
Oh.
During show and tell.
Oh, that's so heartbreaking.
Yes. The second one was, I think like my mom or someone bought me this cute, like it's probably very fobby, but cute little outfit from Taiwan. And it looked almost like a Sailor Moon, like it had like a sailor collar and a little skirt.
Yeah.
And I wore it and it got this weird like black grease stain on it from recess playing on these like tire things that you can climb. And like never in my life playing on those playground like did I ever get dirty. And that one time I wore that new outfit, it got dirty and we couldn't like
get it out.
And there wasn't like TikTok or Google to look up how do you get this out. So it was just ruined.
Right.
And then like there were probably a couple other ones like that made me scared. I'm like, every time I use something new, it gets ruined.
Wait, was that Sailor Moon outfit also in 1st grade?
I think it might have been in like 2nd grade or
But they were like kind of back to back.
Yeah, they were early on. And I'm sure like it happened another 1 or 2 times where like I used something new and either it broke or I lost it. And so I think it just developed in my head that like if something's precious to me, I have to give it a little bit of time for the universe to forget that it's new and then I can use it. And that's like ingrained in me.
How much time
And it's
is
not
needed?
everything. Like obviously it's not like a sweater I buy.
Right,
But
okay.
it's like nice. And maybe that's why I don't use
Like luxury
my luxury
things.
goods.
Yeah.
I'm scared that something
But
will
it's been
happen.
a long time for
know.
some of the luxury goods. But you're not the worst offender. Our other
not.
friend is by far the worst. So you're...
I'm so grateful for hers. I'm not the worst. But I do have luxury goods that I purchased pre-kids that have never seen
The light of day. Like, you have to use it. Listeners, don't be like Emily. This is your lesson, because you can use your, like, you bought it with your hard-earned money.
Yeah.
Or somebody else did. Victor, maybe. Or ex-boyfriends, maybe.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
And they deserve to, like, fulfill their purpose.
You're right. I'm trying to get over it, but that's my one weird superstition. And then also you brought up the other day that I used to like make a wish when it was like 11:11 or 12:34.
I can't remember. 12:34. What is? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I just remember I learned 11:11 from you. And
But people talk about that outside of
yeah,
me.
that's a real one.
They say it's like an angel number or
yeah. Okay. I believe you. But I was thinking like, wow, I was with you a lot when it was 11:11 a.m. and p.m. because I do remember you saying I do remember you saying it quite a bit when we were living together.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't have any, I don't think. I'll have to think. I don't think I have any.
That's good. You're just like a normal person.
But I do believe in certain things. It's just not. I guess I don't have anything.
Okay, and then last one. I was just thinking the other day, there are like some words that people pronounce differently, like depending on if they're from a different region.
Yeah.
Maybe if they grew up with immigrant parents.
Uh-huh.
But it bothers me because I wish there was just one way to say it. Because honestly, I am just so insecure that when I say it my way, I'm always like, people are going to judge me. Is this the right way? Or is this like the way they say it? So some examples are pecan. Some people say pecan.
Yeah.
Right?
Pecan pie.
Coupon. Some people say coupon. Have you heard that?
Coupon?
Yeah. I've heard people say it like on...
But coupon is correct.
I don't know. Why did they say coupon?
Are they from the South?
Maybe.
Are they from like that
East?
couponing show? Couponing.
Coupon. And even caramel. Some people say caramel. Yeah. And there's plenty more. You know, like vase, vase, aunt. Is she your aunt? Is she your aunt? Which one is right? Why can't we just decide?
But okay. Well, aren't some of them like the Australian or British way of saying it versus like aluminum and aluminium?
Yeah.
Like one of them
that
is,
one's just wrong.
There's
no extra I.
How very American of you to be like, I'm the right one.
Well, that one in particular.
There are a lot of other ones though.
Yeah.
The Selling Sunset one that you're talking about. Cassandra.
Yeah,
Cassandra. People have different accents.
I'm all for different accents, but like fundamentally, like coupon and coupon are pretty different.
Right. Is it just like a fob accent or?
No, it's not fob saying it.
So Tyler, my 3-year-old, has started telling me when someone is saying things in a fobby accent,
Really?
like his teacher or my mother-in-law or like grandma or something. He'll be like, "Oh, grandma says bush, but it should be bush." Or he'll say something like Chinatown or Chinatown or something. I'm like, "Oh, you mean Chinatown?" He's like, "Yeah, but grandma says Chinatown." And he like crack up.
So many Chinese people, and I used to make fun of this. Instead of building, they say building.
Am I being racist right now?
But I think it's okay because we're Asian.
Okay. I didn't know people say
Don't cancel us.
team.
Just listen next time you're in Chinatown.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's a weird way to end our first 2024.
Happy 2024.
Yes, thanks for listening.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.